Hi everyone, I'm using the Mystical Moments for our reading today. I'll choose 3 cards, take some from the base of the pack, and I'll also choose one from Anna Stark's pack as well. So I'm setting the intention for a reading for the highest and greatest good for the collective or anyone who views this video. We have the full moon in Cancer occurring in the early hours on the 27th of December in the UK. So the Cancer moon is in its home sign of Cancer, so the moon is exalted in Cancer, so it's a very feminine, very intuitive, very emotional full moon. Holds the energy of the mother, the caring, the nurturing. Chiron also today stations direct, so Chiron is in Aries and has been assisting us in doing our healing of our core, of our true and authentic identity, our original blueprint. So its stationary is to move direct today on this powerful full moon. Mars and Mercury are conjunct in Sagittarius. So this is an energy of being mindful of stepping into those unconscious emotions and speaking from those places, or even taking to heart what other people may say, because it's going to bring up some emotions. And what I am seeing is the wound of separation, the separation from the mother. So we come from the womb where we are cared for, all our needs are met, we are developing and growing beautifully, and then we are brought out into the world, separation from our mother. So this could be a wound that Chiron is helping us to heal from, the separation of mother, the separation from ourselves, even when we sacrifice ourselves to appease others. So this is a healing that is bringing us home to self, to parent our inner child, to mother our inner child in the nurturing and loving way. So a profound healing occurring today. Being mindful of stepping into those unconscious moments where we say things without even thinking, and we can cause some upsets to the people around us, especially with Mercury and Mars coming into this conjunction in Sagittarius. So Mercury is in retrograde, asking us to pause before we deliver and communicate with others, to be mindful. But this is also a very powerful time of connecting to our higher self. Neptune is communicating beautifully in Pisces during this full moon. So Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. It's the ocean of love, the ocean of expansion. The ruler of Neptune is Neptune rules the sea. So this is the ocean of our higher consciousness, the higher love, the oneness. So we're moving through this during this full moon, going through this healing and connecting to our higher self, our divine feminine within. This full moon opposes Saturn, opposes Capricorn, who is ruled by Saturn. So Capricorn is the energy of the masculine. Saturn definitely is the father figure, and just is on the outer perimeter of our galaxy and into the outer galaxy. So it's there, bringing in the wisdom from the higher realms into this energy coming through Capricorn. And Capricorn rules the bones. So Capricorn rules the bones, and Cancer rules the fluids, rules our blood, the mother's milk. So we're connecting to the Milky Way as well. So lots of cosmic energy, celestial energy coming through. So all our past lives, our ancestral wounds are in our blood and in our bones. So we're getting really into the depths and the core of nurturing ourselves, because when we nurture ourselves and we feel that peace and we feel the love of self, it affects every nuance of our physical being. So our blood, it relates to our joy. So when we have low blood pressure, there may be a lack of joy in our lives. When we have high blood pressure, we're holding on to emotions from the past. So it's when we come into self-love, we bring everything into balance. We're bringing everything in to this moment. And I'm just feeling with this full moon, which is a beautiful energy. It's the last full moon of the year. We have gone through so many healings of karmic debt. And I feel with this full moon that we know where we are holding ourselves back. Nobody else is doing it. We are now seeing where we have to heal to achieve what's in our hearts. And we're seeing that clear now. It's becoming clearer and clearer. So we're taking our gaze away from everyone else and all the situations, and it's coming back. We're coming back home to ourselves in this full moon. Coming back home with the nurturing, with the love. We may be going through some healing crisis as our body has worked hard, as we've let go of old triggers, old patterns. Our body has worked hard, so it's saying, let's rest now. Let's rest. Let me release through the physical and rejuvenate. So this is a profound time of healing, of resting, of feeling the divine feminine, of connecting with the divine mother, looking at any wounds that we may have with our mums, and if we are feeling the grief of the loss of a mum or whatever it may be, it will come up in this full moon. But we are held in this beautiful energy of love, of the mother's love, to give us the insights, to give us the clarity, to help us to heal. Chiron moving direct, helping us to heal this I am presence, bringing us into alignment with the divine masculine, the divine feminine. Capricorn opposing this full moon. So Capricorn is the worker, and with Neptune in Pisces, we can go into work, we can lose ourselves in addictions. This is a Capricorn in Pisces, with conjunct Pisces in Neptune. So it's helping us to see where we are coming out of alignment, where we are escaping what we're here to do, it whatever feels like too much responsibility. We may want to escape it, and this is Capricorn. This is a Capricorn in Neptune, showing us where we are going into our addictions, maybe of overthinking, whatever it may be, but we're seeing them clear now. This is what the message is coming through. We're seeing them clear, and because we're seeing them with clarity, everything starts to shift inside us to heal those addictions. This is Neptune. This is Capricorn in Neptune, helping us to stabilize during this energy, to stabilize, ground ourselves, to see with clarity, to be able to open up and really stand in our own truth and not want to escape from it. So lots of energy coming through, taking our time today to go into our heart space. We are being nurtured by the divine feminine, being held with the divine masculine, showing us to stabilize this energy now, to be able to open up and walk in a truthful, courageous way that is so gentle and empathic. So wonderful healing today. So this is that Cancer also rules the past, it rules our past lives, it rules our childhood. So being gentle with our inner child, parenting our inner child. Jupiter also is in aspect with this full moon. Jupiter also holding us. It's the great teacher, it's the spiritual teacher, bringing in the solutions, bringing in the healing that is required as Chiron is moving direct, and we're receiving the healing of our female lineage. And it is to Jupiter is shining and holding us in a positive and benevolent energy. So it's a beautiful energy, a beautiful healing that we're receiving. So I'm setting the intention for a reading for the highest and greatest good for the collective, or anyone who views this video. There we have one, the Knight of Cups, this beautiful energy of water again, and reminding us that Cancer rules our fluids, rules water, she rules the tides, the moon, she's connected with the moon, she's at home, the moon is at home in Cancer, and governs the tides, governs our fluids within. To coming from yesterday, the message that came through yesterday was placing our healing in our water and consuming it, holding it before we take in the water, bless it, place our symbols in our food, nurture ourselves and nurture everyone around us. There we have the Ace of Cups, all this water, and I just feel this moon. The moon grows, new moon, and then it grows and grows until it's opposing the sun. So the moon and the sun. So the sun is in Capricorn and the moon is in Cancer, this powerful gateway. This is a gateway of our reincarnation. It's a gateway of death and rebirth. Everything comes out through this gateway. So we have the sun and the moon shining on each other, and Jupiter also in conjunction in this beautiful conversation with the sun and moon. So the sun and moon are the eyes, and the sun and moon are looking at Jupiter, so taking in this beautiful wave of spiritual understanding, spiritual wisdom, compassion, love, good fortune, positive opportunities coming in. So the sun and the moon are opposing each other, conversing with each other, but also conversing with Jupiter. So this is a beautiful energy of seeing the solutions. We've come through so much, and we have done lots of healing on ourselves, and now we have this powerful energy of Capricorn, the Cancer. Capricorn ruling our bones. We hold all our thoughts within our skeleton, because when we are rigid in our thoughts, our body, our bones become rigid and painful. When we go with the flow and we are able to let go of being right, of doing it different ways, of being able to flow with situations instead of expectations, holding on to the vision with a forcefulness, we let go and know that we are being divinely guided. Our soul is our inner guidance, and is going to guide us wherever it is meant to go, regardless of what our head may understand or think. It's going to take us. So it takes us through all these soul experiences that are so enriching and are so filled with wisdom. Our soul gaining this wisdom, and it's held in our bones. So when we feel tension within our bones, when we have sore shoulders, we are taking on so many burdens that we can't say no. We're not listening to our soul. So it starts we start to feel it in our bones. And the fluid of the moon, the fluid of Cancer, the breast milk, the nurturing, and really honouring the fluid of life, the fluid within us. As we drink water, as we eat our food that's blessed, we start to nurture and change the fluids within that we hold, that are flowing through our bodies in a positive and nurturing way. So we have these two powerful planets, the moon, the sun shining upon, and then we have the planet Jupiter shining upon the sun and the moon, the eyes looking into the light, into the positive. So what a beautiful energy we are receiving in this holiday season, the 26th, 27th of December, when all families are together, when we are going through whatever it is we may be going through. It may be positive and it may not be. Both are perfect and is what is required while we are going through this time. So the moon has grown to its completion, and this is where it just lets go of everything. So things coming to a completion, end of cycles coming in, seeing things with clarity, and being able to let go and not overanalyze it. There's something going on, I need to go within, and I'm not going to project it out into the outside world. I'm going within, and I'm looking at how I'm seeing things, and which perception I'm coming from. Am I coming from the wound of separation, the separation from our mother at birth? So it creates a feeling of isolation. It's a trauma at birth. it's a beautiful celebration, but for us being born into this realm, it it's traumatic, and sometimes it's even more traumatic when there's been difficulty there. So going back into that time of our birth, bringing in Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, to assist and align us from that journey from the womb down the birth canal into this realm, to bring us in an aligned way, in a peaceful way, using our symbols, using our healing, taking our intention back into that time, and actually holding us as that newborn baby, feeling the joy of coming into this physical body, a soul coming in to this physical body. How wonderful, and feel the joy, the joyousness of it, and the absolute upliftment of it, and place it into our inner child at birth, bringing us home. And so another one is the Five of Cups. Again, this is the feeling of isolation, of grief. These are all cups, and this is a very watery new moon. It's to do with our emotions. So the Five of Cups, she's looking at everything that's going away from her, not seeing what she's holding on to. She's studying that in the depths of those emotions, looking at what's not there. So this could bring some grief up, and it is to draw in the healing energy of today, to feel it, to feel the grief, to feel whatever it is we're feeling, not to try and suppress it and put on a show for everyone. Just actually take some time out and be with ourselves and feel the feeling, the emotion. And it's very hard to put these emotions into words, because the feelings, and it's not just this lifetime, we are coming from lifetimes. But today is a beautiful energy of healing. So we're healing from this grief, healing from this loss, healing from any kind of regret that we may have, missed opportunity, whatever it may be, knowing that everything is always in divine order, that our soul is guiding us, and ultimately we are all one. So whether we're in this physical realm or spiritual realm, we are connected, and feel that beautiful connection of love from spirit, from our loved ones, knowing that our soul is guiding us home. So a profound healing today. And the base of the pack, we have the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter and the Moon, and the Hierophant, and the Chariot, the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands. So we have a beautiful energy here, and the Temperance. So this is a time of emotional healing. The Knight of Cups is there. She's holding her heart, sat on that lily pad. She's rose up from the mind, and she is starting to nurture her heart, not trying to understand what's gone on in our lives, not trying to figure it all out, because we never will. There's other people that's been involved in our heartache that are also on their journeys and going through their patterns. So we start to rise above. You can see the water there, emotions are nice and calm, and she's sat and she's holding her heart, which is the message for today. Come out of our heads and come into our hearts and nurture our heart. Then we have the Ace of Cups. This is a gift coming in, and the angels that came through that portal from the heart of the cosmic center, they're here forever. That not just for Christmas, they're here forever. We've aligned with them. When we find that self-love, we download, we integrate, we connect with our higher self, we connect with the higher realms. So we have reached a level of self-love that is able to connect with that portal and connect with those angels, connect with the ascended masters and galactic beings of light and the star beings of 100% light that are coming from Orion, from the belt, the 3 stars of Orion. I'm feeling an activation from there, and Sirius. So we've got all this going on energetically, to be gentle with ourselves, to open up and receive the gift with joy, with upliftment, because this is a wondrous time. So this is a gift from God, being open to it. Beautiful gift. And we can see there the butterflies coming out of that cup. Powerful transformation of our emotions, powerful transformation occurring. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune connected to Jupiter, changing things, bringing that Buddha consciousness to us to help us to be gentle with ourselves as we're going through this healing, being gentle with our female lineage also, that brought us here from the very first, coming through all our ancestors, that if it wasn't for them, we would not be here. We would not have our children, we would not have our grandchildren, and the future generations. So this is helping us to see the divinity of us being here at this time, holding and carrying this light. So this is the Wheel of Fortune, things starting to change, things starting to move in a positive way. Just stay focused, and whatever is coming up, allow it to flow. Take a nice salt bath. You program the water before we even step into it. For me, the gifts that I have received have been amethyst. So lots of amethyst. My son bought me a beautiful amethyst argonaut, and so this is coming to me and using amethyst. So whatever has been making its presence in your life over this time, that is the crystal that's coming to you to assist you in your healing. And amethyst is an emotional cleanser. It transmutes anything that's not seen, that is just vibrating away inside us without us even realizing it. We'll go into an unconscious state and we'll speak from it, and we'll pass that pain that we feel onto someone else. And so we're going through this immense healing, but we are being held in this Buddha consciousness in Christed light as we're going through it. And also I'm being shown that subconscious fears being brought to light, and the light, and as they're brought into the light, they are being healed. So immense healing. Then we have the moon, the full moon. She's walking in there, and the wolf is owling. And it always, when I see the wolf, I remember the story of the 2 wolves. Which wolf are we feeding? What are we nurturing? Because of Capricorn opposing it's in the sun, opposing this full moon, what toxic traits are we nurturing? What fears, what wounds are we protecting? What have we armoured? So be mindful of which wolf we are feeding. Are we feeding fear, or are we feeding love? Which wolf are we nurturing? What wound are we protecting that we project out from with anger, with frustration? So this is a very powerful time of bringing all this into balance. The Hierophant, she is sat there on the full moon again, and she's sat there in that tree listening to the owl, listening to the wisdom that's coming through. And as the wisdom comes through, things that maybe not in alignment in our lives, that the challenges that we have seen and come through, we start to see that we see it, but there's no judgment. It's just gone. It's changed within us. So these are epiphanies is what I'm receiving. These are epiphanies that are coming through from a higher wisdom, from Neptune, the higher octave of love and expansion, through the moon, the nurturing and the healing, with the Cancer moon of the divine feminine, the opposing the sun in Capricorn, who is ruled by Saturn, the father. So this is a balancing of the divine masculine and the divine feminine with pure wisdom. So the Hierophant is connecting to the higher realms and bringing that energy in to our denseness within us. Where are we holding? Where are we holding tension within our bodies, within our bones? Where do we feel rigid in situations and we can't see anybody else's point of view? Where we're feeling a victim, maybe we're feeling some kind of situation that's come in our lives and it's brought up some feelings of being a victim, because they will all weaken us. We may have done it subconsciously, unconsciously, but now we're waking up to it and we're listening, because from this energy, from this full moon, the last full moon of 2023, and what a year, from this portal we are stepping into a new year of 2024, where we will all step through this portal changed. And we have the Chariot, which is the card connected to Cancer. So the cards are bringing through some immense messages today from the celestial heavens, from the movement of the planets, that we will feel energetically within our bodies and within our life. So she is moving really slowly. She's on a snail. There's no rush. There is no race. No one is above anyone else. No one is further on than anybody else. We're all doing this unique journey. We're all different. So there is no competition either. We're moving at our own pace. And sometimes we may feel stuck. So something's coming up for us to look at. We may not understand it. It may just be a feeling, and to sit with it. But this is the card of the Chariot, and it's doing its lap of honour. We've took our time. We have delved deep, and we have took our time, because in taking our time, we have made sure that nothing has been lying dormant. That's nothing that there is nothing there that is going to create some kind of instability. We're making sure that we're stepping on to that foundation of love that's stable, that is holding us. So she's doing a lap of honour and a snail, and she's quite happy going at her own pace. And also, this is a card that our energy guides us. This is our chariot, our body's our chariot. And wherever we go in the world, we're at home. We put our roots down, because this is our home. No matter where we are, we take our home with us. So to send our roots down into our Earth Star chakra and feel at home wherever we are. So this is a beautiful card with confirmation that there is a closing of a cycle, a karmic cycle, and we are going to feel the benefits of the ending of this karmic cycle. Then we have the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles, and you can see the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands. The King of Wands is beating, just like the Chariot is beating to the rhythm of his own universal beat, his own heartbeat, his own life. And from that, when we do that, when we do things our way, from our hearts, not from a rigid, not seeing anybody else's point of view, but from our hearts, from the joy, from the passion of our heart, we expand. We start to come into that rhythm and come into alignment with the cosmos, and the cosmos starts to flow through us, and we start to create our own life, our own reality. This is the card of the entrepreneur, doing it his way. He's not following others, he's not listening to anybody else, he's actually listening to the rhythm of the celestial heavens that's coming through, and he is being guided by his soul and is walking to his own rhythm. And then we have the King of Pentacles standing there tall on the horns of that stag, which are reaching up into the heavens, with the pentacles all hanging from the stag's horns. So again, the stag is very sensitive, goes where there's peace, is always aware of himself and his surroundings. And you can see that he is stood there on top of the stag, knowing that his hard work has paid off. He has alchemized all those subconscious fears that hold us back. He's alchemized them and is free now, free to survey his landscape that is so prosperous and divinely abundant. There's no force. He's in balance. He stood balanced on the stag's horns. He's not out of balance. And then the Temperance. She has two doves in her hands, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and coming into peace with both. Not being tempted to step in to too much masculine, where we get impatient, when we get hot and we get angry, we know we've gone into too much masculine. When we cry and cry and cry, maybe we stepped into too much of our feminine, when we over nurture and start projecting our separation onto others, and not wanting to let anybody down and nurturing everybody. It's time to come in, and maybe we will release tears over this full moon, which are cleansing, because our tears all memory, all our fluid holds memory, and tears do cleanse the soul. So if tears fall, that's okay, but not looking for things to cry about. Just feeling them, let them flow, take a deep breath, going out into nature, ground ourselves, release everything, becoming one with nature, with Mother Nature. There's immense healing and profound healing occurring over this full moon. And the full moon energy, it lasts for 4 days. So this is a time of soaking in water, being around bodies of water. and looking up into the moon tonight, and just releasing everything, seeing or unseen, that's no longer serving us, that's blocking us from our higher self, that's blocking us from our truest potential to dissolve. So you can look into the moon and visualize how we would be if we weren't carrying these emotions, if we weren't carrying this stress or whatever it may be. Feel how we would feel without it all, without all that heaviness, without everything that's happened to us. Letting it go, looking into the moon, looking into the goddess of the moon, and allowing those visions to play out, feel them. And that is a way of setting our intentions of praying. So I'm asking now for a message, from Anna Starks. And we have ground your light. Sat there in nature. So there is definitely a rising of the phoenix, a rising of our kundalini occurring. So grounding ourselves into our earth star chakra while we're going through these these shifts that are occurring within us. Looking into the light there and grounding the light into our earth star chakra, into the heart of Mother Earth. So this is tapping in to the light that is flowing, the light from the moon, and grounding ourselves as we're going through, not getting lost in our heads, especially with Neptune as well. Not going into too much fantasy, making sure everything is in a reality, not fantasy, not illusion, not getting carried away in illusion, bringing ourselves back, grounding ourselves. Whenever our mind starts to go off too far, just come and ground ourselves in light, quietening our minds, just feeling the immense healing that's going on within us, within every chakra. So beautiful, beautiful energy. And the card at the base of the pack is the illumination of the shadow, and that's what this moon is doing. It's pulling up the subconscious fears into the light for them to be dissolved, and then the sacred divinity, the divine masculine and the divine feminine merging together. Powerful, powerful day, wonderful day. And but there's nothing hard, there's nothing to fear, just love, and all the answers will come, all the solutions, everything in our lives that we see as a challenge, we'll see that they aren't. Healing, immense healing occurring. So I'm sending so much love. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and this full moon, enjoy. Do all your rituals that you do on a full moon, and just come back in to parent our inner child today. So I'm sending so much love. Thank you for listening. God bless. Thank you.